We're going to start in the parking area. And over here, this pavilion has a little museum and restrooms. They are still requiring masks here, so just make sure you do have a mask for if you do want to go inside the pavilion here. Here's a map of all the trails. So we're starting right here at the blue, which is the Environmental Education Center. And we're gonna go on probably most of the trails today. It's nice and shaded here, but there is an observation tower over on the Sawgrass Trail. There's also some rest areas, it says. I'm not sure if those are benches or what those are. And it has over 1.05 miles of boardwalk. Let's go take a look inside the Outdoor Education Center. You can see all the different animals we might encounter today. It'd be really cool to see the otter, actually. Some information about the oak hammock, which is the type of ecosystem that we'll be going in today. You see there's restrooms, men's on the left, women's on the right, and some more information. Hopefully we'll see my favorite bird today, which would be the spoonbill. And there's just some more information here. Just interesting piece on the wall. There's 3 views of Sawgrass Lake Park. So we have 1845, 1951, and 2003. It is so lush here. It really has a jungle vibe with the ferns and everything. And as soon as you head over from the parking lot, there's automatically a division. So we're going to go and head left to the Sawgrass Trail, which has the Overlook Tower first. Now, during this video, you guys might hear some gunshots, and that's because there's a shooting range next door. So not something to be worried about if you do come here and you're not familiar with kind of what is in the area. Almost got hit by that butterfly. So this is pretty cool. We came across this fallen tree, but look at this. Look at the mud down there. And look at the footprints. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's not something you see every day. And the spider webs. Wow, pretty neat. I think maybe honk. Perhaps on the map, when it said rest area, it was this little tiny shelter area. We'll see if we see some more as well. Brian's ahead of me, getting some additional footage. Brian, see anything interesting? Nothing at this one. Just a bird. But we'll continue to see what we can find. Here we are at the observation tower. There's just a view of the boardwalk as well. if you're up on top and it's windy, the whole thing shakes. So if that's something that would make you uncomfortable or freak you out, don't come up here. But it's not that bad. It's just a little bit of a rock back and forth. We're back to almost where we started. So now we are going to take the maple and the hammock trails. All right, so we hit this junction. We actually just came from the maple trail, I guess, and this is the hammock trail. So I don't know if this is a loop or what this will be, but we had some people ahead of us that just turned left, so we're gonna go to the right first. So as you can see, we are right up against Highway 275. But what's really interesting about this place is even though you have the gun range behind you, you have 275 over here, we're also in the flight path for St. Pete Clearwater Airport. It's still super, super peaceful. We're gonna go down that way, but Brian wants to go on the Maple Trail, which we didn't do yet. So we're gonna actually go head back to that intersection, do the Maple Trail, and then head back to the parking lot, because then we will have done all the trails in the park. The way you can tell that you're on the Maple Trail is because there's no rails on the side. Look, it's super low, it's still a boardwalk, but there's no high railings. Because you're pretty close to the ground on this one, to be honest. I'm pretty sure that the reason why there's not really high railings and we're close to the ground on this trail is because when we were at the education center, they had mentioned that this was the oak hammock ecosystem. So I think we're pretty much out of the wetlands over here. We're far enough away and not in a flood zone. And so the ground is super dry. And so they were able to put the boardwalk almost on the ground. Like if you take a look here, as you can see, the boardwalk is pretty much touching the ground versus it being 2 or 3 feet above the ground on the other trails. Yeah, now I have to laugh because I just took a video saying how we were a couple feet above the ground, and now we are just on the ground. All right, this web is really cool because look at all of the dandelions that have gotten stuck in it. It's pretty interesting. It looks way cooler in person too. Very neat. So we finished that trail and Brian decided he did want to go on this walkway versus the boardwalk to go back. It's actually pretty nice. You got the scenic highway on one side, but you know, all jokes aside, you do get this waterway over here and it's all pine trees and you can smell the pine. It's actually quite nice. It's just something, I don't know, there's something about the traffic, but then having the nature smells, it's nice. It's really nice. So if you do take what we're designating the Pine Tree Trail, it's not a big deal because this bridge here brings us right back where those people are. That's where we started. So we're pretty much right back at the parking lot.